Life has a way of testing us. Sometimes it feels like we're standing in the middle of a storm, and no matter which way we turn, the winds keep pushing us back. Maybe you've been there, maybe you're there right now. But let me tell you something. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. You see, problems come and go. Challenges are temporary, but the strength you build by pushing through those challenges that last forever. The people who make it to the other side aren't the ones who never struggled. They're the ones who refuse to quit. Every champion, every leader, every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They kept going when it would have been easier to stop. Now, when life knocks you down, and it will, the question isn't if you'll get hit. The question is what you'll do when you do. Will you stay down or will you get back up? Because let me tell you something, my friend, resilience isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about standing firm in the face of them. It's about digging deep when things get hard and reminding yourself that this moment does not define you. What you do in this moment does. I've seen people go through the worst of situations, bankruptcy, heartbreak, failure, and come out stronger than before. Not because they had some secret formula, but because they had the mindset of a winner. They understood that setbacks are just setups for comebacks. They knew that success isn't about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. And here's the truth, when you push through the tough times, you don't just survive, you grow. You become stronger, you gain wisdom, you learn things about yourself that you never would have discovered if life had been easy. The greatest version of you is waiting on the other side of struggle, but you've got to push through to meet them. So the next time you face a challenge, remember this: it won't last forever. The storm will pass. The pain will fade. The hardship will end. But if you stay strong, if you keep your head up and keep pushing forward, you'll come out of it better, wiser, and tougher than before. And that, my friends, is what separates those who succeed from those who surrender. You were made to stand tall. You were made to endure. You were made to win. Now go out there and prove it. Too many people live their lives in two places that don't exist, yesterday and tomorrow. They spend today worrying about what went wrong last week or stressing over what might happen next month. But let me tell you something. The past is gone and the future isn't here yet. All you truly have is right now. And if you don't take control of now, you're giving away your power. You see, life isn't happening in the regrets of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow. It's happening in this moment. But most people are so distracted that they miss it. They sit at dinner with their families while their minds are stuck on work. They walk through life scrolling on their phones instead of looking up and experiencing what's right in front of them. And then they wonder why they feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and unfulfilled. But let me tell you something. When you train your mind to be present, when you focus on where your feet are right now, that's when things start to change. That's when you stop carrying the weight of mistakes that can't be undone. That's when you stop fearing a future that hasn't even happened yet. And that's when you take full control of your life. Now, I'm not saying to ignore the past or the future. The past has lessons to teach you, and the future gives you something to work toward, but you don't live in either one. The only place you can make decisions, the only place you can take action is here and now. You can't go back and change yesterday's choices, but you can make the right choice today. You can't control everything that might happen tomorrow, but you can control how you show up today. And let me tell you, when you focus on today, you give it your best. You put your energy into what matters. You become more productive, more at peace, and more in control of your life. Because when your mind is in the present, fear loses its grip. Worry fades away, and you step into your true power. So the next time you catch yourself dwelling on the past or stressing about the future, take a deep breath, look around, and remind yourself, be where your feet are, because the only time you can live, the only time you can grow, the only time you can win is right now. And if you can master this moment, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Life is unpredictable. One moment everything is going great, and the next you hit with something you never saw coming. Maybe it's a financial struggle, a health challenge, or a setback in your career. And when that happens, it's easy to feel powerless, like life is just happening to you. But let me tell you something. You may not control what happens to you, but you can always control what happens in you. You see, challenges will come, that's a guarantee. But what separates those who rise from those who fall isn't the situation, it's the response. Two people can face the same struggle, yet one comes out stronger while the other stays stuck. Why? Because it's not the circumstances that define you, it's the way you choose to handle them. You can't stop the storm from coming, but you can decide how you'll stand in the rain. You can either let it drown you in self-pity, or you can rise up and say, this will not break me. Because hear me on this, no situation, no setback, no hardship has the power to defeat you unless you let it. Now that doesn't mean ignoring your problems or pretending that they don't exist. It means choosing how you respond. When life gets tough, you have two choices. Focus on what's out of your control, or take charge of what's within your control. You can't control the economy, but you can control your work ethic. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control your attitude. And you can't stop every challenge from happening, but you can decide to get up, stay strong, and push forward anyway. And let me tell you something else. Your mindset is your greatest weapon. When you fill your mind with faith, resilience, and determination, there won't be room for fear, doubt, or excuses. When you focus on solutions instead of problems, you find ways to win. When you take responsibility for your response, no challenge can defeat you. So the next time life throws something your way that you can't control, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I control? What action can I take? What lesson can I learn? Because that's where your power is. And when you learn to control what happens in you, no matter what happens to you, you'll always come out stronger. Now go out there and prove it. Life has a way of knocking you down when you least expect it. You set a goal, you take a risk, you put yourself out there, and then boom, something goes wrong. Maybe it's rejection, maybe it's failure, maybe it's a setback so big it makes you question if you should even keep going. But let me tell you something, the difference between winners and losers isn't that winners never fall, it's that winners always get back up. You see, failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every great athlete, every great leader, every great success story you've ever heard is built on a foundation of setbacks. The only reason they made it is because they refused to stay down. They understood that falling is not the end. It's just another step in the journey. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't give up after falling a few times. They don't say, well, I guess walking isn't for me. No, they get up, they try again, and eventually they master it. But somewhere along the way as we grow older, we start believing the lie that failure means we're not good enough. That if we fall, we should stay down. And that's simply not true. Now, I'm not saying getting up is always easy. Sometimes life hits so hard it takes everything in you just to lift your head. But hear me when I say this. You can get back up. You must get back up. Because every time you rise after a fall, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. Every time you push forward when it would be easier to quit, you build resilience. And resilience is what separates those who wish for success from those who achieve it. So the next time you fail, don't ask, why me? Instead, ask, what can I learn? Because failure is a teacher. It's showing you what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be improved, what needs to be strengthened. It's not there to break you, it's there to build you. And let me tell you, when you develop the habit of getting back up, nothing can stop you. Not rejection, not disappointment, not failure, because a person who refuses to stay down is a person who cannot be defeated. So if you've been knocked down, dust yourself off, stand tall, and keep moving forward. Because winners don't stay down. Winners rise. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it, that's what will grow. If you fill it with fear, doubt, and negativity, don't be surprised when your life starts reflecting those things. But if you plant seeds of faith, courage, and determination, you'll harvest strength, confidence, and success. Every single day, you have a choice about what you allow into your mind. And let me tell you, the world is full of voices that will try to fill it with fear. They'll tell you that you're not good enough, that your dreams are too big, that success is for other people. But hear me when I say this, those voices don't have the final say, you do. Now, fear is natural. Doubt will show up uninvited. But courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action despite the fear. It's saying, I may not know exactly how this will work out, but I refuse to let fear stop me. It's stepping forward even when you don't have all the answers, even when your knees are shaking, because deep down you know you're made for more. And let's talk about determination. The road to success isn't paved with luck, it's built with persistence. The people who make it aren't always the most talented or the smartest. They're the ones who refuse to quit. They're the ones who get up early, stay late, put in the work, and push through obstacles that make most people give up. Because here's the truth. Setbacks will come, challenges will arise, and there will be moments when you feel like throwing in the towel. But when your mind is filled with determination, quitting is never an option. You have to guard your mind like a priceless treasure, because that's exactly what it is. What you feed it will shape your actions, and your actions will shape your future. You wouldn't put poison in your body and expect to be healthy, so don't fill your mind with negativity and expect to succeed. Instead, surround yourself with inspiration. Read books that build you up. Listen to people who challenge you to be better. Speak words over yourself that reflect where you want to go, not where you've been. Because when your mind is filled with faith, courage, and determination, nothing can stop you. Fear won't hold you back. Doubt won't slow you down. And no obstacle will be too big for you to overcome. So choose wisely what you allow into your mind, because what grows there will determine how far you go. Life will test you. It will throw challenges your way, knock you down, and make you question whether you have what it takes. But let me remind you of something. You were not made to quit. You were made to rise. Too many people give up too soon. They hit one roadblock, face one rejection, encounter one failure, and decide it's over. But hear me on this. Quitting is not the answer. If you stop now, you'll never know how close you were to your breakthrough. You'll never see what was on the other side of the struggle. And that's a tragedy, because you have more in you than you realize. Now let me tell you something about successful people. They don't have an easier road. They don't have fewer problems. The difference is they keep going. They understand that setbacks are just setups for comebacks. They refuse to let a bad day turn into a bad life. And they know that the only way to truly fail is to stop trying. You've probably heard people say, I don't have the strength to keep going. But let me tell you the truth. You don't find strength before you push through. You build strength by pushing through. Every time you refuse to quit, you get stronger. Every time you rise after a fall, you grow tougher. Every time you take one more step forward, you prove to yourself that you can. And let's be honest. If success was easy, everyone would have it. But that's the beauty of it. The struggle weeds out the people who weren't truly committed. It separates those who wish from those who work. And I don't know about you, but I refuse to be counted among those who gave up too soon. Now, that doesn't mean you won't get tired. That doesn't mean you won't have moments where you feel discouraged. But when those moments come, you remind yourself why you started. You remind yourself that quitting is a permanent decision over a temporary problem. And you remind yourself that every great success story is filled with chapters of struggle, but they kept writing until the ending was worth it. So if you're thinking about giving up, I want you to stop and ask yourself, what if my greatest breakthrough is right around the corner? What if this struggle is shaping me into the person I need to become? What if all I need to do is get back up one more time? Because you were not made to quit, you were made to rise. So stand tall, take a deep breath, and keep moving forward, because your best days are still ahead of you. As we wrap up today, remember this: life will challenge you, it will push you to your limits, but it will never define you unless you let it. You have the strength, the resilience, and the power within you to face any situation, rise above any obstacle, and become the person you were always meant to be. Keep your mind focused, stay true to your purpose, and never forget tough times don't last, but tough people do. So go out there and show the world what you're made of. Take the lessons, the courage, and the determination with you and keep moving forward. The best is yet to come, and your journey's just beginning. Good luck, and thank you for being here today. May you rise, may you thrive, and may you continue to push the limits of what's possible. Stay strong and never stop believing in yourself. Thank you.